Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. I'm a buddy Rhett. We just finished a 3JS video, and now we're going to start our new, whatever the project is, which I think is the flashcard project. And the way I could tell is I come over here and doing that. So coming up to speed. Oh, shoot. I hope I didn't just mess up. So something that'll, yeah, okay, good. Sometimes whenever you change from project to project in Visual Studio, it will shut down whatever you were running before in like ports. But sometimes it won't, and then you can't get it back. And have a feeling it has to do with like builds and stuff. But so flashcard is what we're working on, and we have a. So we were trying to set up the Dreamhost deployment, and I think the problem was, did we? I think we might have even created a flashcard builder page, not Dreamhost. I like email. Maybe not. I know we have one here. Um, Flash. Hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop up my FTP just so I can see what I have out there. And but unfortunately, I kind of have to do that stuff off screen, just mostly because I just don't want to show my username that's out at uh, that I have that hits that. Um, I'm sure my site is like Dreamhost, I think does a pretty good job of protecting it, but it's just like you can't expect them to be perfect. Okay, so it looks like I like email main. Let's see, connect. Okay. And like I mentioned in my other video that I did today, like I think that most software development videos, maybe like not even most, like 99.9% of videos, for good reason, sort of show an idealized version of software development. And um, I think it can be very disheartening for new people if they look in and then if they watch somebody and then they're like, what the hell? Why doesn't everything work for me the way it works for them? Okay, so I see that I have a folder at ilikeemail.com called flashcards. So flashcards. If I remember correctly, something was horribly wrong. And so if we look at our network tab, what we will, and we go over here, and generally I'll have like where I only watch uh, XHR Flex. So this is usually the data that's passing back and forth, but in this case, I want to see everything. So as you see, it's failing to pick up styles and main, which are out there. But if we were to click on this and we look at the header, we see that it's trying to get it off of the um, root drive. So it's not looking. So like we see that it's trying to find a file called styles on the root, but it's actually here, I think. Yeah, it's here on the um, off of flashcards, not off of that. Now it's empty, which is kind of a pain. It's probably because I don't have any actual styles. So it created a file, an empty file. I guess that's just a little easier for them, the people who built this thing. But let's hit refresh again. This one should have something in it, right? So if I click on this and I go to right, so that exists, but it doesn't exist where it thinks it should exist. And I can't remember, like, I don't think it's always been this way. Like, I don't think it's like, I think in an Angular 2 and Angular 4, they skipped 3. Angular 5 up and maybe I don't know when, but you didn't. It always assumed it was just like one up, but I don't know, maybe not. I just don't even know. I just don't remember dealing with this issue in the past. So I know that in this build, so if I go to my package, JSON for Flashcard Builder, that's the name of it, that in this build there's like a flag or something that we can write to tell it that it's going to be in flashcards. And then I believe what will happen is it'll actually modify this index file. Um, and it'll create like a base ref. Yeah, here. I believe what will happen is it'll actually change this line of code, but I can't remember for sure. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT, um, what I need to do for this. And I'm going to tell you that as this application grows, it will be more and more difficult to, like, there'll be more and more moving parts. So something like this won't be as clear. It'll be more difficult to build, to fix something like this. And so that's why I kind of want to take it out now. Um, so I, so working in Angular and my I think I index.html um, is trying distribution is trying to load from the base URL, not from the relative URL. So specifically, it is trying to load. Let's go to this thing, wrong one, this thing, F12, let's hit reload. CSS from, not from flash cards. Period. The page itself is at. That's wild. And I think it will be a little chatty. It's for some reason they've really made this thing where it just like does a massive rant every time you tell it anything. It tries to load, yeah. Which resolves to boom. Is it flashcards? Boom. It's the base. You'll see something like, yep. So this is exactly what I was just talking about. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of a bummer because that means that I will have a special flashcard I like email build, but I will also want it to build out of GitHub too. And honestly, like I do want to get just straight up into the coding of this, the guts of the coding, but I don't want to deal with this later. I want to deal with this now. I want to be able to just push stuff out right now, um, because it really is a pain in the butt to try to work. It gets so much more difficult to try to work through these things now. So basically, what we want to do I believe the appropriate way to take care of this in December of 2025, this is very likely to change. It always does. But today in 2025, the appropriate way to do that will be to update our package and to create a build ILM script. And, I'll tell you, getting familiar with this package and creating your own scripts is very worth it. Now, I don't know, are they option two recommended also? That is wild. Okay, we probably don't want to do that. But that's a good idea too. So this is what people used to do is you would actually have someone manually go in and change that. Um, that's right. That's what we used to do back in the days. We would actually manually change this. So that was part of the thing. And I don't think maybe, I don't know if that was just what we were doing because we didn't know any better and we didn't have ChatGPT to ask, or if they've since gotten better. Um, uh, 21. Mm, yeah, so okay. So it's actually saying I should do something different. I should also do this deploy. All right, so let me just give it this additional piece of information. I also intend to deploy this in GitHub. I have multiple destinations. Oh, okay. So I'm just wondering if it's still, yeah. So saying that I could update Angular JSON and have like an I like email, which has a base href of flashcards, and then a GitHub, which I do like that a lot. I think that might be the direction I want to go in. And like I said, when I was trying to work on this on my other project that I finished up like a month ago, um, the analyzer, the voice analyzer, I was trying to do a deployment. I thought it was going to take one day. It ended up taking like a whole month, and there was just so much stuff going on. I had routing, I had all kinds of things going on that really made it harder to just laser in on what the right and wrong way to do this. Okay, so okay. So it looks like what I actually want to do is create a Angular in my Angular.json. So I want to create a project called Flashcards. I probably already have a project called Flashcards. Yeah. Oh, Flashcard Builder. Okay, so I have Flashcard Builder. And then inside of here, looks like under configurations, I've always found this to be a very confusing thing. Under configurations, we have production. We have a thing called build, apparently. I don't think I have it. Production. So it should be like a sibling to production. So sibling to this one. It seems like I need to have a I like email. See how that works. And then colon, comma. And then it looks like I want my base. Basically, I want this. And then whenever I get the GitHub pages done, then I need to add a new one in here. And hopefully I remember that. Give myself about a 70% chance of remembering that when the time comes. So then it looks like I want to update my build to be like this. My package. ng build. Oh yeah, I didn't even. ng build. And then I want to -c. Right. I like email. And I guess because that maps to my Angular JSON. I like email. I can't even tell you how many times I've kind of done things like this where I'm not like I'm incomplete, like I don't know, I'm just randomly flailing around trying stuff. All right, so now let's see what happens. Yeah, so that's that. So this is basically what it was telling me to do, what I just did. I did it a little different because I put build. So npm run build -ilm. Okay, I need to go in here. A cd flat. I'm in the wrong. Now run it. And what I'm hoping is that it builds out, and then when I look in the distribution file that it creates, I'm hoping that it has the um, that it has my new files in there. Is that okay? I was like, is that node modules inside of my distribution? But it's not. So it's still building. We're hoping that this changes to where it has, instead of the href being dash or slash, it'll say I like. Yeah, so you see this is different now. Actually, this is different too. It changed a lot of stuff. So it's changed the base href and it also changed this and this, which I don't think in the I like email, I mean the other one in the voice analyzer, which by the way, I use that almost every day to because where I work, I don't know, there's something weird about their OS where it won't necessarily always turn on the microphone. And so when you're trying to talk, you're like, and you're like in the stand up and you go like, okay, I want to do my stand up. And then it'll be like, hello, can you guys hear me? Because you can't tell. But if it works on my voice analyzer, if I say hello world and the voice analyzer recognizes it, then it always works in Teams. So that seems to put the OS through whatever things it needs to go through to get the microphone to work properly. But anyway, so now I should be able to, first of all, in flashcards, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete everything in there. I mean, in flashcards, just make sure I'm the right. You got to be so careful in this situation because you could end up deleting everything from some other site that you're managing, and then next thing you know, you're okay. So there's nothing there. I never understand that. So sometimes at Dreamhost, when there's nothing there, oh, I guess maybe it's at the root. It'll say coming soon. But see, this time it's empty. So now I'm going to I need to refresh on the left side of my FTP because it probably has old stuff. It thinks there's old files there and they're not there anymore because this process broke it. Boom, boom, and that's definitely better. I don't think that's right though. Felt like there was supposed to be some kind of text on the screen. Oh, and it's still showing that everything's. That is so weird. So now it's trying to get an additional thing called polyfill, which was not even a thing before. And it's still trying to get it from there. Let's see, let's view. Feel like feel like it has the old index because like our index that it has should be telling it to go to these places, but for some reason, let's see, F12. For some reason, it's not. It's still trying to go off of here. And I don't quite understand preview response. And see, we do not have the old. Oh, we don't have the new stuff. We still have. That is weird. Okay, so I'm going to delete my index.html. And I'm going to hit reload. And it's showing all these things. And now I'm going to re-upload my index.html. I'm going to reload. And I'm not getting the new. I don't think I'm getting the new one. And then, so I'm just going to say index.html. I need a dot, not a slash. Hit refresh. And question mark 1. Okay, I do not know what's going on here. Okay, let's come back over here. Flashcard. Do I have the right title? I do not even have the right title here. Am I uploading to the right place? I must be uploading to the right place because it is going around. But it's inspect. Oh, we didn't want to do that. We want to view source. Use page source. And reload. This is so strange. Let's see. Delete. I'm deleting it from here. Reload. 404 not found. I'm uploading again. Reload. Still got the old one. Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. Flashcard. Oh, even the title is screwed up, right? Because it says the title is Crafty by Melissa, but this says Flashcard Builder. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'm in the wrong. Oh, yeah, I'm uploading the wrong site. This is so not unusual, too. I'm glad it wasn't the other way around. I'm glad I wasn't destroying the wrong site. Silly rabbit. Silly rabbit. Okay, so I'm trying to go to flashcards, flashcard builder, dist, flashcard builder. I remember when something like that would have been very embarrassing to me. For some reason, things like that just don't. I think that the experience at the when you go to buy, yeah, there we go. When you go to buy stuff at stores here in the U.S., if every time you go to a store, literally 99 times out of 100, they prefer that you use a credit card as opposed to cash. And then the process for using your credit card is slightly different at every single place. So it used to be very, very humiliating. You go up there and you try to pay for stuff, and you'd be trying to do these simple steps, and then the simple steps were wrong, and then you were like embarrassed, and then it just happens so many times that like now you're just very comfortable with that embarrassed feeling. So this is a little embarrassing, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm glad we have it working now. Um, it does make sense why that color was weird because I don't know though. Like, let me hit this. Oop, wrong one. Oh, yeah, so I was updating my wife's Crafty by Melissa site to this, um, to here, which was very weird. Um, and it's weird that I like email.com was even connected to that site. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But anyways, it looks like we're good. It looks like we've done exactly what we were supposed to do. We set up our Dreamhost deployment. We did exactly what we want. So I guess this would be a good time to do a commit stage. Basically, let's look at what we did. So we added this in here. We added like the saying, hey, that this is where the base href and the deploy URL is going to be for that. And then for our package, we're doing that. So git add dot and git commit dash m. This is going to be for Flashcard Builder. I think it's video 5. Oof, I don't even know. So unfortunately, I messed that up. See, I have so many new moving parts that. So let me go look at my. I have to put in my. All right, Flashcard Builder. What is going on? This is weird. All of my. Yeah, something very weird is going on here. So let me go to my channel here and let's look, find the last flashcard builder video for AT voice API flashcard builder. Looks like 4 was the last one. All right. See, it's got 5 views. It does have 1 like, but that isn't a true like. That is just me. That's how I know that I've actually watched it on YouTube and if there's nothing weird about it or anything like that. So that's just my way of telling myself um, that I watched it. It's just informal. Went to a point where like a couple of people started liking my videos on a regular basis, and then I was just like, oh no, what am I going to do? So I started adding a comment, but now they stopped liking the videos, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Um, yeah, I don't know why I'm not saving my flashcard videos, but I'm not. But anyway, so this is going to be video number 5. Video 5, issue 5, Dreamhost setup. And I would say that this deserves the super. It's a super commit. This is a commit I think you can go back to and git push. And we'll go to GitHub. Oh, GitHub Marty the party. Woo 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 woohoo! And go to repos. Flashcards. Hi there. And we're going to merge this into our code. We'll create that. We'll assign it to myself, create the pull request. And merge it. Confirm the merge. All right. Do we have any other issues? Oh, so we do have another issue. No, we do not have any other issues. I think the next thing to do, since we're doing this anyways, is get GitHub hooks or get the GitHub IO uh, support. So let's look at my closed. So this was called setup Dreamhost deployment. So setup GitHub IO deployment. And that is, so yeah. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I don't think we need any statements, and we'll just assign it to ourselves. And it'll be nice when this one is done, because then I think we can actually start like doing some like legitimate coding. Um, I really hate two-factor verification. Um, so I feel like, well, a lot of times they want you to do that. It's just because they're trying to collect extra information about you. At least I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but that sure does seem what it seems like to me. So, anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.